Hi, I'm Brenda, and I'm so delighted that you're joining me today to learn more about fall equinox and some rituals that you can do that are just really simple that you can do at home with just things you have around the house. So the first thing is that fall equinox is a time when everything's about balance. We're coming to a close with summer. We're getting ready to go into fall, and it's a beautiful season, and especially on the East Coast. We love fall because we have all these beautiful trees with the leaves and everything. And fall equinox is a time where, just like spring equinox, fall and spring are the only 2 nights a year that the daytime and nighttime are equally balanced. So we always say that fall equinox is a time of balance. We're getting ready to change directions. When people think about preparing for school or going back to school or college, everything's getting ready to change. We've had all these wonderful times from summer, visiting our friends, getting outside more, and now we have to start getting serious again and start getting into a time where our rhythm's going to change. It just like the earth, our rhythms are in tune with the earth, and it's time to change. The earth is saying, okay, we're stopping the growing, it's the last harvest, and then we go inward. So I like to think of equinox as a time of Thanksgiving. It's a natural Thanksgiving when we think of all the beautiful foods that are available at that time and everything that's possible, the colors, nature, getting outside. It's a wonderful time for getting in a place of cleansing. And what I naturally do at that time of year, I like to take inventory in my own life inside, and I start to think about slowing down. So when we think of fall and getting ready to go into the long, dark winter where the light starts to fade, what's happening is we're naturally going inward. So what's happening is we're cleansing, and we want to cleanse everything. We want to focus inward. We want to get into our natural rhythm. And as we focus inward, it's a natural time of yin energy, or the female energy. So it's that more quiet, going inward, instead of taking action like we think of the summer as always taking action and movement. Well, we couldn't be balanced if we were always taking motion and movement. So we have to be in a time where we can just slow down, quiet a little bit, take inventory, and give ourselves permission to get ready for the long haul of winter. So as we do this, we want to do some cleansing, and I wanted to tell you about some natural cleansing rituals that you can do that have been in our genetic coding from our ancestors from a long time ago when they were really in the rhythm of the earth. So think about all of you people. I come from an Italian family, and it was always about fall cleaning and spring cleaning. Why did we do that? They naturally intuited that this was a time of year that you would get into cleansing. They may not have known that as we clean our house, we're getting rid of all the old energy, all the old disappointments, hurts, whatever it is that we store with our thoughts and our words and our deeds. We want to get it out. So they meticulously cleaned everything. And I remember as a kid, everything came out of the house, and we scrubbed everything down. So fortunately, I don't quite get that carried away anymore. But what happens now is that for doing our cleansing, think of washing your floors. This was a ritual that was really important to our ancestors. They would get a bucket, and on their hands and knees, they would wash. Now imagine everything is intention. So if you start adding intention to it, and you start washing mindfully, and you say, I'm cleansing away any of the old energy that's stuck in the corners of my rooms or on the floor, and I'm bringing in light, and I'm bringing in love, and I'm bringing in peace. You're cleaning out all that chaotic action energy, and we're getting ready to calm down. So as you clean this, you would wash your floors, and then throw everything out and wash the front steps too, because the door that you use to come into your house is very important. So if you scrub or wash the front steps, you're getting rid of all the energy of everybody who's come in your house. And I know if you're like me, you have a very busy household where people are always coming in. And with them comes all of their troubles and things that they're worried about, or if there's ever been arguments in your house or sadness from losses, all of that is still stuck there, right? So what we're going to do is we wash it all out. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is sweeping it out. So I do, in the fall, I do a ritual where I take the broom and I sweep. And I mindfully go through every room in the house, sweeping. Now, people always say, well, what if I have a carpet? It doesn't matter. It's a ritual around your intention. So your intention is, I'm sweeping out all the old energy, I'm getting rid of it, and out it goes. So you sweep it right out the front door and out the front steps. And you could do the same thing for the back door. Sweep it from the back corner out. And what I always do is after I do that, I will invoke an angel or an archangel to be guardians at my front and back door. So I always work with Michael a lot. So to invoke Archangel Michael, you just ask, Archangel Michael, be a guardian at my front and back door. And so what happens is there's safety there. You're not worried about somebody breaking in your house or anything like that. You've got guardians there. Okay? So that's a real good ritual to do. Now, the second thing I like to do is to work with devotional space. And one way that we do that is we create a sacred space in our house. Now, when we create sacred space, the first thing you should do is use something like sage. You can get this at any health food store or New Age place. And I'm not going to light it today, but you would work it all the way around you first. Because if you're creating sacred space, you want to make sure you're in a sacred space. So you're cleansing any energy off of you that you might have brought into that space, worried about something or being off-centered. So this is going to mindfully bring you back. And then you would clear the space. So you would burn the sage around your space to make sure you've got holy space there, or devotional space. And within the devotional space, one way that you could have devotion is to have a little corner of your room dedicated to an altar. When we think of church or different places that you might go to that feel holy to you, it's all about an altar, a sacred place to hold things that are sacred to you. Now, you don't need much space. Look at how much space I have here. This could be an altar. Or in your bedroom, in a dresser, a little area on your dresser. And sometimes when you live with other people, you don't want your mother-in-law or whoever to look at your house and say, what is all of that stuff? So a lot of times you would have it in your bedroom in a little place that's just known to you. So for today, we're creating a little altar here. And you try to have things that represent different elements: fire, earth, air, and water. So I just told you that the yin energy is about the female that we're going into. So you might decide to have some kind of a devotional goddess statue of whatever's comfortable for you, reminding you of somebody powerful or somebody you pray to. I have some feminine things here. I love pearls. And so for me, that brings in the feminine energy. We also have some amulets of the goddess. And so you put whatever you want. Everything is intention. There's no way of doing this wrong. You just do what feels natural. And you cleanse all your objects that are going on the altar. You could wash them, cleanse them. You don't want it full of dust if you're pulling it out of something. Everything is respectfully done. Then we have air, which is, we usually use feathers or something like that that represents air, or your favorite incense that you could use. Even if you have allergies, you don't have to burn this. You could just put it there to represent air. Then we go into water. So I have a goblet here with some water in it to represent water. And the stones or crystals or flowers, we have flowers here, represent earth. And then I also have a picture here that represents reflection and balance, because that's what this time of year means to me. And then we also have fire, which is the candle that we're going to light. Okay, so once we have all of our items and they're all cleansed, we put them where we feel comfortable, where they should go. The whole idea of having an altar is that you want to be able to come here. You can't always go to church. You can't always go to those places that are sacred sites or whatever. So every day you want to bring a piece of that to you. This is your sacred site. You come here, you pray, you give gratitude, whatever it is that you want to do. So that's another whole piece. So with this, the other piece that we are going to do today is we're going to use a candle. This is a time of gratitude. I told you before that it's a time of looking back and what did we create from summer solstice to now fall equinox. So, you have to do your homework. You have to sit and meditate or contemplate a little bit and think about what did I manifest and who were the people or the players that helped me, because I want to be in gratitude. And it's really important that you don't always come to your altar to ask for things. You don't always want to be saying to Spirit, I want this, I want that, I want this. We want to do gratitude, and especially fall equinox, this is a time of saying thank you. Not only to the people that are in the physical that helped you to get there. You always want to be mindful of that, but also the beings and the angels and your guides that have helped you. So this is what we're going to do. You could either write a gratitude list after you're mindfully thinking of everything that has come, and you would write it all down, and you could read it every day, just as I'm thankful, and you could light a candle for a little time every day, and that would be enough, certainly. But I like to do candles, so this is a gratitude candle. As you see, I'm using colors that represent the fall. And that's a good point, because you would use a cloth that might represent the fall, or flowers, or harvest items, corn or whatever, seeds would work. But this is the candle that you're going to use, or a candle like this. And what I would do is, I'm going to hold this, and what I'm doing is what we call charging an item. You could do this with any personal item. You put your hands on it, and I'm just going to close my eyes. And I'm going to imagine my energy connecting with the energy of this candle and my heart energy going into the candle. So it's becoming an extension of me. Now I've already pretty much did this before I came on camera, but you would do that for like 5 minutes. Now variations of this is after you put your energy in the candle, you could take something, a knife, something, and carve. Say I wanted to carve people's names that helped me since summer solstice. I could actually put their names, carved them in here. Or if I wanted to thank certain angels or beings or archangels, I could carve them into here. Or if I want to say thank you for my new job, or thank you for my newsletter, or whatever it is that you created that you said you were going to do since the last holiday, all of that could be in here. Now we're going to charge the candle. And what happens with charging the candle, you would just take a little bit of your favorite oil and you would rub it up and down. And again, you're going to find 50 different ways to do this. I'm just showing you what I do. So I rub it on the candle all the way around. And then I'm going to go in a circle, just around. And I'm going clockwise all the way down. And everything we do 3 times. So I'm just doing this around. And I'm anointing and consecrating this candle. So it becomes even more a stronger connection or extension of me. So, smelling lovely, I might add. So once all of this is done, then you could go here, and if this was your gratitude candle, you would hold it to your heart. You would think of all the people and all the things you were grateful for, and then you would put it down and you would light it. And so what a really good thing to do is to light this on fall equinox and let it burn all day. And if you have a big candle like this, it's not going to burn out in one day. So that you would put it out at the end of the day, and you would, again, when you're home the next day, light it, and it would continue to be a gratitude list that goes out into the ethers to say thank you to both the physical beings and spirit beings that helped you get to where you are. We always want to be grateful. And the reason that I decided to do this early, and I'm excited that this is my first blog and vlog, is that I wanted you to be able to prepare for this. We know that it's not until the end of the month, but I want you to be able to have a little time to prepare for it. So you have a week to collect everything up and gather things. So make your list on what you're grateful for, who the people are and all of that, and really be grateful in this holiday fall festive season. I just want to say thank you, and always remember your ancestors, because this is a time of year where you might want to do a little prayer for them or whatever, because they did bring you to this. And I just want to say thank you to all of you that have helped me to get to where I am. Thank you, and I hope you join me again.